The billionaire CEO had been single for 30 years, but at a friend's wedding, he lost his innocence. He wanted to take responsibility for the woman, but to his surprise, she had absolutely no interest in him. By the time he finished his shower, she was already gone. After experiencing love for the first time, the CEO immediately sent his brother to investigate the woman's background. Meanwhile, the woman had already returned home. Her uncle's family was waiting for her in the living room. Her aunt was furious about the woman's behavior at her cousin's wedding, but to her surprise, her uncle didn't explode in anger. It turned out that the woman's parents had tragically passed away 3 years ago. Even her beloved grandmother was locked away by her uncle. The woman had only survived because she looked exactly like her mother, which had saved her life. She had always vowed to uncover the truth, and it seemed her uncle was keeping a close watch on her. One day, her best friend came over to hang out with her. Her uncle allowed only 2 hours, but the woman wasn't the obedient type. She planned to use those 2 hours to rebel. She told her friend that she was going to London to study. Her friend was thrilled that the woman was finally going to take charge of her life, but her uncle also learned about her plan to run away and personally send people to the airport to stop her. However, they only caught her friend. The uncle, always prepared, sent his son to check the woman's grave. Sure enough, the woman was there. He brought her back home. The uncle took the woman to his study and used her grandmother's warning to stop her resistance. The woman, for her grandmother's sake, finally ceased her defiance. On the other side, the uncle's wife was dissatisfied with the woman and thought she should be married off to a wealthy, well-connected family. She dressed up the woman and took her to a party. Fate intervened, and the CEO and the woman crossed paths again. This time, the CEO learned her name. The woman, no longer acting shy and obedient, boldly approached him. Just when it seemed like they were about to have a passionate moment, the woman's cousin appeared. The CEO's brother couldn't stop her, but when the cousin opened the door, the woman was gone. The CEO had already sent the woman back home. He also made sure to get her contact information, learning that her family was strict. At that moment, the woman's uncle came out and saw her talking to someone. He instantly flew into a rage. Fortunately, the CEO managed to escape just in time. Back at home, the uncle noticed how beautiful the woman looked that day and asked who had given her the clothes. The woman, knowing what her cousin's intentions were, pretended to be pitiful and told him that it was her cousin who had dressed her up and even encouraged her to mingle with the young men at the party. The uncle flew into a rage again, locking the cousin in a confinement room. The woman successfully got her revenge. Meanwhile, the CEO was still waiting for news about the woman. He asked his brother to investigate her family and even inquired about what steps he should take if he wanted to propose. Hearing proposal, the brother was stunned, but he knew the CEO's mood had always been unpredictable. The next day, the CEO went to meet the woman for a date. The woman deliberately used him, putting on an act in front of her cousin. She staged a public scene that made it look like they were having an affair in a car. The cousin, not disappointing the woman's expectations, went back and started rumors about her. She even gathered a large crowd, but when the cousin finally appeared, she was shocked by what had transpired. Continue the story here. Download the Kalos TV app, search for 7070QF, and watch the full series.